Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. What I have for you today is a review of the Dowellin Pocket Quadcopter. Now, the Dowellin Pocket Quadcopter, as you can see here, is another quadcopter nano quadcopter that comes with its own carrying case / controller. In other words, the controller acts as both a controller and its carrying case for the little pocket quadcopter. And it seems to be a very well-designed little quadcopter and carrying case. It feels good in your hand, relatively good in your hands. The buttons that you have on it, as you would expect, this is your, it's a Mode 2 quadcopter. So this is your throttle, and this is your yaw, and this is your pitch control, and this is your yaw control. And you also have trim buttons for throttle and yaw, which I find unusual, or actually I believe this is probably pitch and roll. I would I would doubt that this is, we're going to find out here shortly, but I doubt this is the trim buttons for the throttle and yaw. That's just not done. You want to trim out your pitch and roll first. So this is probably pitch and roll buttons. We'll find out here shortly. It also has buttons for headless mode right here and one key return. This little Nano has both of that. And you can change the rates from beginner to intermediate to expert by pressing this upper left button here. And you can do flips by pressing this upper right button here and telling it which direction to flip. So in effect, it's pretty neat little design quadcopter. Now let's take the quadcopter out and look at it. Popping open the case, popping out the quadcopter. Now the quadcopter itself seems well designed. It has very nice lights on it. I flew it last night, and I'll include that at the end of this video to show what the lights look like. But the lights are very pretty, very Christmassy. Red, blue, green, just really cool color lights. So it makes a great night flyer. I also flew it at night last night, and in high rate it has very high yaw. It's one of those spinners that you see, which is pretty cool. But intermediate flying is what most people would probably like, and beginners. It's very stable in beginner flight. So it has a little charging port, as you can see there, your standard Nano charging port, and it also has an on-off switch that you can see there. Other than that, the design looks different than the CX-10s. If you look at it, it looks actually like a little frog. It's the way I could describe it. It does look like a little frog. So I'm going to nickname this right now. This is the Frog Nano. So I hope you enjoy this flight. Let's go for a flight of this and see how it performs. I'm going to turn on the on-off switch on the quadcopter and point it off into the gloomy mountains off in the distance there. Like I said, we got a storm coming in, and this is going to be a lake again, so I'm going to take advantage of it while it's still dry. Turning on the quadcopter, that's your on-off button right there. You got a little red light there to say it's bound. Okay, now you got to go up and down twice. This is like MJX to bind the quadcopter. Up and down 2 times. Okay, we're going to start off in beginner rate. Let's see if this... I'm trying to trim it in effect. Okay, let's fly it around in beginner. Nice and stable, nice and easy. So, I'm trying to keep it close too because it's so tiny. So, can you see those lights, folks? Nice blue, green, red. Like I said, it's like a Christmas tree. Okay, let's take it up to intermediate rate. Oh, it becomes very zippy. Let's take it upwind. There's the yaw at intermediate. Pretty extreme, actually, even at intermediate. Going upwind again to show you that again. Turning the yaw on. Full yaw. And let's go to expert here shortly. I got a breeze coming in, it's fighting it. And this is the expert yaw. And it's not controllable at this yaw rate, folks. I'm running with the wind here. Going back to beginner. Funnels, intermediate, expert. We're in intermediate again, bringing it back upwind again. I want to show you those funnels. Expert funnels. Okay, what about flips? Going upwind. No more power for flips. Maybe I have to hold the button down. Okay, what about headless mode? Pushing forward. Okay, pulling back, forward, right, left. What about one key return? Going out, one key return. And it's going the wrong way, folks. Going back to headless. Okay, range is about 30 meters. It kind of lost its headless mode direction, unless headless mode is set when you, or the one key return bearing and headless mode bearing is set when you take out, or when you activate headless mode, and I think that might be the case for this. Let's find out here, folks. Do I still have power? Okay. Turning off headless mode. Turning on headless mode. I'm not in headless mode, or am I? No, I'm not. Okay, let's go this direction. Headless mode is set. Headless mode is off. Headless mode is confusing me on this. I know you can't see that, but let's find out. I am going to turn the quadcopter off real quick. We're going to play with headless mode here for a second before we lose power on this. Transmitter off. Transmitter on. Quadcopter binding. And I'm turning headless mode on right from the start. So this will be the headless mode bearing. And one key return. Okay, there we go. Going out again. Turning the yaw, hitting one key return. And it comes back. So in effect, you should be in headless mode if you're going to use one key return with this quadcopter. Coming out of headless mode. So headless mode, if you're going to use it, I recommend using it from the start. Don't just go into it, because I don't think it remembers the headless mode direction very well. Let's try that again. And I think we might need to be calibrated again. Let's see if there's a calibration procedure. And I'm almost out of power here, folks. Trying a different calibration. That's probably it. Yeah, it's down and out. To calibrate this, if it starts to fly screwy, you pull the sticks down and out, and that will calibrate the gyros, folks. That's true for a lot of quadcopters. If you fly them and they start to act up, if they don't fly straight, you usually need to calibrate the gyros. And I'm out of power now. But the way to calibrate the gyros on this quadcopter is down and out, and it beeps to let you know that it's calibrated. And right now I'm out of power. So, turning off this quadcopter. Again, this is a first look at the Dowellin pocket quadcopter, also known as the Nano 1. The little frog, the pocket frog. Hope you enjoyed this flight. Quadcopter 101, signing out. Night flying with the Dowellin DWI pocket quadcopter, also known as the Nano 1. Hope you enjoyed this flight. I'm going to start off in headless mode. Intermediate. This is the prettiest nano quadcopter I've seen. Expert. And yes, it's got the crazy yaw. You can only do this with headless mode. Bring it back. Actually, I'm flying only headless mode tonight. Well, let's take it out. Intermediate. Can I fly regular tonight? It's a little bit breezy. Let's see how it flies in the wind. It does okay in the wind. Great little Nano, I like it. It's really windy, breezy, and it's able to fight it. I like that. Going back to headless. The reason I want it headless, I want to bring it close in this wind. I'm in an expert rate right now to fight the wind. It has a crazy yaw. You can't fly it normally with that crazy yaw. See what I mean? So this is actually a great little Nano. I like it. Pocket Q from Dowellin. Great little Nano. Okay, I think the battery's getting low. Better bring it in. Okay, headless mode. Off. Yeah, the batteries are low. So that's the flight of the Dowellin DWI pocket quadcopter, also known as the Nano 1. Hope you enjoyed this flight. Quadcopter 101, signing off.